All right, everyone, let's get started. Thank you for joining the crash course. So it'll be a little more extended than we had this morning. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. Are you able to see our webpage? Or is it still on my desktop? Okay, cool. So to get to Cash Course through our website, you're going to click on Getting Started here. And then you're going to come down to Welcome to Financial Aid. And then Financial Aid Resources. And then scroll down till you see the blue Cash Course logo. And then you're going to click on the link and create your account. So now I'm going to switch screens again. And I'm going to show what it looks like once we're actually inside a Cash Course. So hang on one second. All righty, are you able to see the Cash Course dashboard now? Perfect, thank you. Okay, so here you find the dashboard like we were looking at earlier, and the featured selection now has changed. Last time we looked, it was for borrowing. Now it's for paying for education. So if you want to look into that topic, you would click on Learn More. And then here's predicted costs with other drop downs. There's funding sources from everything from paying for study abroad to using military benefits to work study, and then costs and benefits of student loans. So here's a quick kind of tutorial on what student loans are and the different types. And then repaying student loans. So that's really an important one. Finding a job with a loan cancellation program, choosing the best repayment plan for you, 5 options for student loan repayment, and 10 consecutive or of delinquency and default on your student loans. So excellent topics there. But if we go back to the dashboard, you'll see, just like I'm also going to be checking the chat as well. Okay, so here's the view my assignments. So you would just click here and select who your instructor is. So say it's me, and then you would just submit and see if anything was assigned to you by me. So up here it tells you no assignments available. So then we can move down to financial tools. This is the one that I like the best because everything is right here. You have pretty much the same things across the top here, but I just like clicking on financial tools because it's all here for you. So we can look at the budget wizard and see what it's about. So this one gives you an option to create your own budget. And it tells that a budget is also a spending plan and how to use it. And then you can name your budget whatever you want. If you want to do it monthly, this could be April budget 2022, however you want to do it. So you're going to save it, and then it's something that you always can come back to. Okay. And then you can go into coursework. And these are all the different topics that you could go in and learn about. And some of them are in Spanish, but they cover everything from career planning to saving and goal setting, managing your income taxes. If we go back up, budget basics. So if you wanted to learn about that, you can just click on begin course. Now this one takes 45 minutes to complete. And it starts with a 10-question pre-test about budgeting, just to see what you already know about budgeting. And then there'll be a post-test with 10 questions, so you could see how much you learned during the course. So if you wanted to do that one, you would just click on beginning and take the quiz, and then it has the meter up here to let you know how far you are in completing the course. So then we can go back. And here's another good one on paying back your student loans. And again, it's the same type of thing, 45 minutes, a 10-question pre-test, a 10-question post-test, and all the good stuff in between. So then there are also the featured videos. So this one talks about, it's in the budgeting basics, and it's needs versus wants. So needs are having money to pay the necessities during the month, like bills, car payments, utilities, student loan payments, and then how much each of the needs cost. And then there are the wants. So those are the things that you really have to watch, because maybe you want a new laptop. So you're going to budget that in, but you have to think, do I really need the super duper latest laptop that's out there, with all the bells and whistles, or can I go a little bit cheaper for what I need it for? So think about those things, but then also think, do I need to spend money on a Starbucks every morning, or do I need to really go out to lunch? Can I just make a lunch at home and bring it? Things like that. So it's going to teach you where to cut in your budget for things that you really don't need. So you could click on here. This is extra money for school. Be credit savvy. That's just when you start using credit cards, just how to use them effectively so you don't get yourself into deep debt. And making your on-time payments, low interest rates on the credit card, all those good things. And then investing in your future. I know, it's hard to think about retirement at this time of your life, but this is when you really should be starting to save. So you could, if you just want at first to start a regular savings account and then move it to something like an IRA or a Roth IRA account, you could do that later on, but it's important to at least start thinking about your retirement and how much you'll have when it is time for you to retire. And then there's also another good one on paying back student loans. And here's Saving Made Easy and tips to save money. So lots of good things out there in the video section as well. Let me know if there's anything you want me to go back and talk about. And then this is the financial calculators. So with budgeting, it's how much money am I spending? How much do I need to save for emergencies? What is the value of reducing expenses? If you're going to come in a cash course and do some of these things, the budgeting one, I would start there. That's the most important because it starts with you saving money and learning how much you're spending. That's why it's great to write down, you know, what kind of income you're bringing in every month and how much you're spending. So try to at least do that one right away. And then again, it talks about credit cards and housing. Our situation, we don't have any on-campus housing. So it would be living with your parents or renting and, you know, having a roommate to help you pay for housing costs. And then the question, should I rent or buy a home? And then more about loans. So like how long is before my student loan is paid off? What would your loan payment be? Impact of making extra payments on my loan. And then are you able to pay back your student loans? So those are all things to consider once you're getting ready to graduate from college and moving into your future career. And savings is another one that's a very, very important tool that goes hand in hand with budgeting. So it talks about becoming a millionaire. How should I be saving for college? What's the impact of increasing my 401k contributions? That's the plan for retirement. And then when should I begin saving for retirement? And then once you start having kids, when should I start saving for their college education? And then here's one on work. It teaches you about all the things that come out of your paycheck. So that's a really interesting one. You know, there's the state taxes, there's federal taxes, all those things that are going to come out of your check before you even get your money. So that would be a good one to try out as well. And next then we have the glossary. So these are all of the key terms for things like the 401k, that's the retirement savings plan. So any of these strange sounding topics and terms and things will be listed up here. So you could just go through and find like what an early withdrawal is and what earned income is, because you know, a lot of times with banks and things and credit card companies, you're going to be hearing a lot of these terms. So this is a quick way to find out what those are. And then also there are the quizzes. These are really important too. So this one is, are you ready for a financial emergency? So after you've learned about budgeting and saving and things, or like identity theft, anything that could come up as a financial emergency, you could take the quiz on it. Let's see what the details. So this is a quick one. It takes 15 minutes to do. And then you get your results and it'll save it to you in the My Activity section. So in saving for a financial emergency, just kind of a basic overview of that is once you pay all your bills through the month, and if you do have a little bit of extra income, you might just want to put it away somewhere. You could save it in a jar at home, you know, like if you have extra bills or coins that you had in your pocket, throw it in a jar and save it. And then once that builds up, you could take it to the bank or one of those cash coin machines and cash it out to see how much you have. And it's amazing how one little jar, I do it at home and I could have like $30 in the jar, just in small change that I had around the house. So, but if you want to be really serious about saving for an emergency, then put it in a savings account in your bank. So, and financial emergencies would be like something happened, like your child broke his or her arm And so you've got that added medical expense. So things that you don't expect to come up, or a car repair or anything like that, you'll have that extra cash in the bank so you can pay those things and not become, like delinquent in paying and all that stuff that could lead to that stuff in the end. And then here's car costs. And then how credit savvy are you? Retirement, know your work perks. That's like, employee benefits and what all that entails, like paying for sick leave and annual leave. Or if your company pays for partial health insurance for you. And then another one on saving and splurging. Test your student loan IQ, budgeting IQ again, credit score. So you see these topics come up over and over again, but that just helps you understand more of what everything is and how to use them. And then it'll just become, something common in your life. Every month you'll do a budget and you'll set personal goals for something. Like maybe you don't have a car now, but in 2 years you want to buy yourself a car. So you're going to start saving for that. So you're going to determine, how much you want to spend on a car, what kind of down payment you can do. So start planning ahead and make sure that your goals are realistic. That, you're not going to expect to buy a $30,000 car right off the bat in 2 years. So, be realistic about all your goals, and that'll help you save easier. So let's go back to tools. And then here are the worksheets. So this is where you'll find the worksheet to do your monthly budget. Apartment features, if you're looking at several different apartments, compare which cost is the best for you, what they offer compared to others. And then there's 10 steps to balancing your checking account and budgeting for life after college, comparing checking accounts. That's initially when you're looking for a bank to put your money in. You want to compare the different banks and what they offer. And then there's also debt recovery worksheet. And then determining your annual net cost. And emergency fund worksheet. Preparing for a job application, moving checklist. Here's more on the needs versus wants. The cost of owning a pet. I mean, if we stop to think how much we spend on a pet, it's almost like we have an additional child in the house. With food and veterinary bills and everything, it's just as much as if we had a child. So then there's the saving goal worksheet, student loan comparisons. If you want to study abroad, how to do a budget. So there's many, many topics that we could go through, but you'll have, lots of time to do this on your own. So don't rush through, take your time and just have fun with it. So the topics are basically what we were looking at, like earning, save and invest, protect, spend, borrow, pay for your education. So those are all here as well. It's just another different way to access them. So let's look at the spending one and see what is offered. So financial values, help for your parents, sharing rent. Don't let your friends pressure you to spend. It's not their money. Let's see, what money and integrity mean. So, and then again, it goes into budgeting, spending decisions, lots of tips and things that you can learn what it means to spend. And then here is the My Activity. So you could add, when you're in a topic, you could click the heart to add it to your favorites. So if you want to go back to that topic again, it'll be listed here. And then your budgets. Again, once you start a budget, it'll appear here, or you could create a new budget. And then it's going to list your assignments as well as your self-study. So if you're just going in there daily and doing something, it'll list, if you click on self-study, it'll list everything here that you've seen. So then you could do the drop down and change, 60, 30, 90 days, or you could view all from the time that you started to see what you've done. So how is everybody? Any questions or anything? Okay, I'll move on then. And then we have financial experts. So this is the one that has the Q&A section. So this one's about credit card. So it says, I have no credit card debt, but several high medical bills due to emergency surgery. Those bills are on my credit report. Who can I talk to about getting control of those? So then you could click on here and the answer will be here. And then, crazy spending, transferring, and what to do about saving and paying rent. So there's a lot of good questions and answers here. So don't be afraid to use this section as well. And then if there are any problems, you can go ahead and send an email and then put what your question is here and it'll get answered. Or you can always email me at judith.anderson@ccaurora.edu and I can help you with anything. If you want further information, I could see if it's going to be coming up in one of our monthly financial literacy curriculum activities or events every month, or we could schedule time to either have an in-person or a Zoom meeting to discuss anything else. And then always remember to go to studentaid.gov and set up your account there as well, because that'll give you information on your loans and repayment plans, and it'll coincide with what you're learning here in Cash Course. So let's see, we had a question come in. Thank you, Jaden. He said, good and very helpful. You want the student aid link? So it's studentaid.gov. And usually you log in with your FAFSA ID and password. So once you have that memorized or, permanently linked to your account, then you can go in and just view all kinds of things. There's many different headers and things that you could go in and check out. And also, let me look at the schedule. Tomorrow afternoon at 1 with TRIO, we are going to talk about studentaid.gov and how to use it. So if you want to join for that one as well, we'll be here. Is there anything else I can help you with? Okay, well, don't forget, I'll sign you up with another drawing ticket. And there's more to come this week. And then don't forget, Friday, we have the celebration at 1 o'clock. And that's when we'll do the drawing. And I'll pull out 5 names from this week's sessions. So I thank you for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.